What is something you did once and never again? Tried to intervene during a street fight, got shot for my troubles. Went to Times Square for New Year's Eve in New York City. I live in NYC and I figured it was the kind of thing I wanted to see but didn't need to see again. Went in 2000 when I was 18. Got there 11 a.m. and stayed for 13 hours in the freezing cold but with close spots to the ball drop and screen. I'm glad I did it. I'm also glad I've never done it again. Edit. Thanks for the awards. Cool seeing others who had a similar experience or who were there that day themselves or even at the exact same age. Got more karma and awards than I've gotten in 4 years and it actually kinda made my day, so thanks again. Ran out of toilet paper when I was 11. Saw alcohol white cloths and thought that would work just fine. Nope. As soon as I did that first wipe it was as if the sun teleported into my asshole and I was hopping around the bathroom trying not to squeal. Mom opened the door to check on the noise and saw me jumping around with an alcohol pad between my cheeks. Keep alcohol away from your anus. A marathon in the desert. Edit. I just woke up in my time zone and boom, this exploded. Thank you for the awards and the upvotes. I'm gonna try and reply as much as possible. Bought a $20 lottery ticket. Lost $20. Never again. I stole a tester eyeliner from the makeup section at a store when I was 17. The security guy took me aside in a small room and questioned me, asked for my information, and to scare me, he said this would always be in my record and companies won't want to hire me anymore, and I burst into tears and had a panic attack. He said he'll let me off if I pay double the price of the eyeliner, so I did and he let me go. Now, I don't know how much of what he told me was real and if the resolve was legitimate, but if he tried to just scare me into not becoming a serial swiper, it worked. Grabbed the hot grill as a 5-year-old. Learned my lesson. Edit. Wow, this blew up overnight. Thanks for the awards. And sorry to everyone injuring themselves. Cocaine. I remember feeling alive, feeling like myself for the first time, feeling like I was bursting at the seams with creative ideas. I was finally the person I wished I was, as creative as I wished I was, and as motivated as I wished I was. I felt like I had found the secret holy grail of success and happiness. Then I thought, oh, fuck. This is why people get addicted to it. So I vowed not to do it again and went back to being depressed and unmotivated. Removing paint from a table. I still need to finish sanding the thing, but that was a nightmare. Who paints a table with like 30 coats? Question mark. Edit. Used citrus strip safer paint remover, then scraped the flat surfaces with a scraper. Then used steel wool on the other parts, rinsing the chunks of paint off in between as it gunked up the steel wool real quick. Then repeated the process a few weeks later, then used a belt sander on the flat surfaces. Now just need to hand sand the other surfaces. It's like you want to quit but you are too invested at that point. When I was 14, I accidentally mistook bike chain lube for sex lube. At first, I wondered why it was blue, but that thought was almost immediately overpowered by an intense burning sensation. Spelunking. Cave exploring. For starters, it begins and ends with going through a million bats, and the journey in between is just too dangerous. In the last place in the world you'd want to get hurt, and super tight squeezes are freaky. Assume the green stuff on the sushi tray was avocado. Skydive. Nope, didn't help with my fear of heights. Carolina Reaper infused gummy bear. I almost called for an ambulance. Legitimately thought I was going to die covered in sweat, shit and vomit. Stayed at a bed and breakfast. I'm not social enough to socialize with people during breakfast. One time, I was around 12 or 13, I suddenly took interest on my sharpener. Since my pinky finger was small enough, I decided, why don't I sharpen my finger? Like, why the fuck not? Question mark. So I plunged it in and twisted hard. Took nearly a week to heal. One of the most stupidest things I ever done. Spray deodorant on my arse to cover up the smell of my farting. I was 6. Once that spray hit my bullet hole, the burning began. Salvia. I experimented with lots of drugs, and especially psychedelics when I was younger, but man. Take the most intense part of an acid trip but without any lead up to ease you in. So you go from stone cold sober to tripping balls in seconds. The trip only lasts for 5 minutes but you spend the next couple of hours playing catch up with your brain trying to make sense of things. And you'd better make sure you're with people you trust, because I could have easily walked right off my balcony without thinking twice about it. Buy cheap toilet paper. That one-ply crap, which was a cross between either using sandpaper on your crack or accidentally ripping through it and fingering yourself. Not paying attention to currents when swimming in the sea, and going anyway when there's a red flag and no guard. Dumbest shit ever. I was with my 2 brothers and my father, happily splashing around. Suddenly we turn around and the shore just got very far away. So we start swimming back, but the sea is stronger than you. If you stop 5 seconds to catch your breath, you lose the progress you did during the last minute. And that's precious. I was young, so I don't remember it as a legit life-threatening situation. But my brothers and dad still got chills when talking about it. Climb the stairs up the CN Tower. It's a twice-a-year thing for charity. My friends and husband were all like, yeah, come join us. It's so fun! Exclamation mark. No. 249 144 flights of stairs is not fun. I've done it once. It's crossed off. Never again. Edit. Okay. It's only 144 flights of stairs. And 1776 steps. Sure felt like a billion. But this post has gotten some traction and I feel guilty. Cheat on a partner. Learned the hard way as a dumb teen that this is one of worst things you can do and only ever leads to everyone involved getting seriously hurt. Opening a link in Reddit when someone else in the comments said not to. Hiking through jungles. They look so beautiful in movies. In reality, they are some of the most brutal hikes I've been on. Let's start with the humidity. It's so bad it trenches you to the bone. And there's no escaping it. Being under a jungle canopy is like being in a pressure cooker. The heat and humidity beats you down harder than any environment I've been in. Then there's the swarms of biting bugs. From never-ending mosquitoes, giant spiders on everything, ticks jumping on you from everywhere, and colonies of aggressive fire ants crisscrossing the trails. You can expect to have more bug bites than you've thought possible to survive. Put pizza wrapped in foil in the microwave when I was 10, thinking it will warm up quicker. It surely did by lighting on fire 3 seconds after I turned it on. Meth. So when I was really young, I liked to play military or something, and one time I wanted to be a hostage and escape from it to fight the bad guys like an idiot. However, I couldn't get the tape to work myself, so I asked my brother for help. So I went onto a cabinet and had my brother do it. I was excited to escape and fight the bad guys. Then I woke up in my dad's car, dizzy, confused and dazzled. What had happened was because I was an idiot, and my brother was too. I was tied up on top of the cabinet, so when I wanted to get down I basically face planted so hard my mom said it looked like I got murdered. I amazingly only had a broken nose, so I never played hostage again. I was a stupid kid. Fried bacon naked. When I was 10-ish years old I knew about sexual things. And when you find smutty magazines and porno mags, you grow up believing that you're gonna have sex all the time with every random person. After shaving what small pubes I had, I rubbed toothpaste all over thinking, yeah, the girls will like this. Did I think it'd taste better, smell better? I have no idea. All I know is it stung. I had a cool mint dick for hours. Get drunk till I blacked out. Having people fill in the gaps in your memory is terrifying, especially not knowing how you got home. I don't drink anymore. Edit. Spelling is hard. Got drunk once with friends under the Ambassador Bridge drinking 120 proof rum from duty-free shop. Puked my guts out. Can't stand the smell of rum since, and it's been 53 years. This one time I was getting a drink that was only for $1, so I sped walked my way into the mini shops, quickly grabbed one and ran out. I was running to my friend with the drink until I felt something in my pocket, pulled it out and it was the $1. Sudden realization. I quickly ran back to the mini shop to see the shop owners scanning the outside of their shop. I gave them my $1 and said sorry. They looked at the $1, looked at each other, spoke in a different language, and went back inside. I'm pretty sure they called me an idiot, as I went back with shame. Ate a whole habanero in 2 bites. Editor IP my inbox with everyone's similar stories. Bath salts. Tried some from a guy who went by Asian Billy. I did about enough to cover the head of a framing nail and was pretty much having a panic attack for the next 8 hours. I went to a casino with the other people I was working with and Asian Billy and sat at a blackjack table and just said, I have no idea what I'm doing. Sorry everyone if I mess up your bets. Everyone was cool and I ended up winning $175. Op is really attentive to the answers and we should appreciate that. When I was a kid, my neighbor invited me to hang out with this new friend from school. He brought us about a mile across farm fields to a house he enjoyed stalking behind and watching for hours. Never saw him again. But always wondered if it caught up with him. Added for clarity, my old neighbor met a new friend at their school. I went to a different one. The new friend proceeded to walk us across town to the house he'd been stalking. Did heroin for the first time and wasn't into the sensation at all. The same roommate that talked me into heroin talked me into smoking some crack to even out. Luckily I wasn't a fan of either and never did either ever again. Mixed milk and orange juice because I thought it would taste like a creamsicle, not make me projectile vomit. I did die for 2 minutes after a heart attack and don't plan on doing that again. For a while anyway, does that count? Hitchhiked at 17 to Mexico. Edit. Nothing bad happened at all. Everyone was really nice. It was me and my friend, both girls, and we had a great time, but I think we got lucky. Coke out of a fat guy's belly button. Used Nair to remove all the hair from my junk with little effort. Don't ever do this. Jumped out of a perfectly functional airplane 45 years ago. When I just found out about masturbation, I used dish soap as lubricant. At first it was fine, but I didn't wash it after. The next day I woke up with skin peeling off the top of my dick. I could barely take a shower, it stung so bad. Never again. Pee in a garbage bin in front of a teacher thinking that it was a toilet. Sleep is important.